Hey, what's up, guys? I'm currently watching porn. Like, I'm literally just watching it. And I don't know. I just have a question for women. How does it feel having like a penis just stuck in you like that? See, I'm a guy, so I don't really know how it feels. That seems so much. I think he's in her ass right now. My gosh, he's just jamming it in there. What is that painful? And I'm not saying that because do you want like no? I'm just curious of the perspective. But I've just been watching a lot of porn lately. So much porn. So much porn. And no, it's not like an addiction thing or anything like that. The reason why I'm watching porn is just to desensify myself from it. I know the life I'm heading into, there's going to be so many women throwing themselves at me. Oh, yeah, he is in her ass right now. Okay. I see his anus. Okay. But yeah, I know there's a lot of women that's gonna be throwing themselves at me. I don't want any of it, and I know there's gonna be women that I'm close to that's gonna maybe not have as much discipline as I do, and you know what I mean. I'm not into any of it. I don't want any of the sex stuff or anything like that. I don't want to do that stuff. It's not for me. I just see what it does to people. It makes people feel empty, and then it kind of warps people's minds and stuff like that. And I see how it affects women. I see how it affects men too. For me, stuff like that doesn't really affect me because I don't really let anything affect me. But I can see how it affects others. I can see how women being objectified, it can really fuck them up. Like when I look at some people, I can tell if they've been objectified or not. I can tell just by how they carry themselves, the quality of their skin, the quality of just how they are, how they react to things, certain things that they're drawn to, the people that they surround themselves with. You can just tell. And I don't know, it's just sad. Imagine just being I'm just looking at her. I know some women like it, but imagine just being fucked like that all the time. And imagine by people who don't care about you. It's just really interesting. But yeah, the reason why I'm just watching hella porn is just because I'm just trying to become desensitized from it. Like, I don't really care about like having a sexual life or sexually active life or anything like that. I just really want to enjoy my life and have fun. You know, when I was young, I used to like masturbate, and I used to be into like curious about sex and all these different kinds of things because I am human and it's the animalistic thing, it's a human thing, right? Because we're animals. And then a lot of people are into it and everything like that. So you become more, and as curious and as open minded as I am, like, okay, cool. Oh, this seems fun. And then especially when you're like not having a good time at home, like you become more drawn to stuff like that. But as you start like become more me and everything like that, I just realized that it's not really all that. And I just see it for what it is. But something I've been watching a lot of different kinds of porn. I've been watching gay porn, been watching transgender porn, I've been watching a lot of straight porn, all different kinds of porn. Just all different kinds of just like regular porn, just different races, different kinds, just all different kinds. I've been watching a lot of porn on like X Hamster and like Pornhub and like She's Freaky. I remember when I was really young, like was I a teenager? I don't know. I think maybe middle school. I used to watch like um hentai, like a lot of hentai when I was really younger. Hentai was like kind of like the first like anime porn was like when I was a kid. That was like porn I used to watch a lot. But yeah, I'm like for me, if I'm exposed to something so much, I just get bored of it. So that's pretty much just what I'm trying to do with sex. I'm just trying to watch it so much to the point where I'm just like, I just want to be able to like, I don't want to have anything control me. So I want to be able to see a naked body And then, like, sure, I can possibly get a boner if I'm attractive. If I'm attracted, I'm still a guy, you know, that's just normal stuff, right? But I want to be able to be in a situation where I can see people and not really react to it. Like, look at like the Hellenic gods, right? Deities like the Hellenic deities. Like, people used to just walk around butt ass naked. I don't know why, but you used to just walk around butt ass naked all the time. I know there was like a lot of rape going on and a lot of like adultery and stuff like that going on, but there were also those who were disciplined. You know, I don't want to be controlled by things, and there's so much temptation in the world. I don't want to be roped into that. And I know I'm heading into a lot of power. I'm the type of person that, like, before I head into a position of power or whatever, I like to learn the fundamentals and be prepared to be able to handle that. I know there's a lot of people out there who have my power or similar power or whatever, and they just fuck all these different women. They have all this stuff, and they're just drowned by it. I'm not, all these different kind of things. I see these things as a responsibility. I know there's gonna be a lot of women that admire me, but I don't want to have sex with you. I'm so flattered that you are admired by me and everything like that, but I have respect for you. I don't wanna degrade you. I don't wanna treat you any kind of way. I don't wanna fuck you. I don't want you to lower yourself for me. I don't wanna see your body. I don't want any of that. I don't want that to be our relationship. I want you to carry yourself as a strong individual around me. No, I don't want you to degrade yourself around me. You know? And I'm an honest person with myself, there's a dark side to me, there's an animalistic side to me, sometimes you have urges of having sex or whatever, or become curious or whatever. Sure, yeah, why not? But that's when discipline comes in. So it is important to understand that we have these urges. That's the reason why I'm watching porn, because if I wouldn't be watching porn if I didn't have urges. It's like, have you ever heard of that? Like, I never had parents like this, but have you ever heard, like, I know there's some parents that be like, okay, oh, okay, you want to drink or you want to smoke? And they give you, like, all, like, the cigarettes or, like, all the weed or, like, all the alcohol. And they're like, okay, here, have it all in the house. Do it in the house. And you do it to the point where you're just sick of it, right? That's pretty much what I'm trying to do with myself. I'm just watching so much porn to the point where it's just like, oh, that's a human body. It's just like a doctor, right? Like a doctor sees so much naked bodies to the point they're just like, okay, you know, like that's something that I'm just trying to do. And the more I do that, I just see it for what it is. And also, like, even like a penis. Penises are really interesting to look at. And I don't mean that like in a sexual way. For me, I just see it's just a body part. But since we tie like um I don't know, since we put like our emotions and our egos and stuff like that into things in the society and what other people think, oh, you're a guy, you can't look at penises, or you can't think about this about penis, or that's wrong. It's just a organ. That's all it is. It's just an organ. Like for me, I think it's so fascinating. Why are male nipples not censored? Women's nipples are censored, but their cleavage isn't censored. So like you can see like the whole like boob area, right? Like you can see all that, but you can't see the nipple. They can show all that, right? But you can see all this, but you can't see the nipple, right? But with guys, you can see the nipple. But with women, you can't see the nipple. Like that makes no sense to me. Why am I essentially attracted to nipples? Why am I attracted to penises? Why am I attracted to bodies? Why am I attracted to the shape of someone's body? Why? For me, I'm thinking now that like I'm really looking at this stuff and I'm really just thinking about it for what it is. I think for me it was just more so the thrill and the idea and the imaginative state of it. When I see these things for what it actually is, it's boring. It's just a body. It's just a penis. It's just a vagina. It's just an ass. Like, like, why do I get sexually attracted to a woman's body, but I don't get sexually attracted to a dog's body, or a horse's body, or a cat's body, or a fucking like a mouse's body, or whatever, right? But I get attracted to a human's body, right? When they have similar body parts. I feel like that's when the imagination comes in. I could be wrong, but at least for me, I feel like it's just more of an imaginative thing. I feel like it's the idea, it's the thought, it's the thrill. I guess it's the excitement. And then when you do it or whatever, it's just like, oh, well, that's it's like getting high. I guess not weed because that's not how it is for like weed, but I guess like like those highs, like I guess like crack or like cocaine or like meth or something like that. I've never done any of these things, but I love perspective. So like I did a lot of research, and these highs don't last that long. People get excited. Oh my gosh! 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 Right? About to do it, and then they do it. It's just lasts for 10 minutes, and then it's over. And then they forget the experience and everything like that. Now they're itching and scratching for the next experience. That's how I feel like sex is. I feel like it's just more like the the dopamine, like the thought of it. I don't really, because it's just not really much. Because really, we're not supposed to be having sex like that. We're supposed to have sex for babies. But I feel like since we're like in this low vibrational world where we feel so dull, we feel like, we feel so sad and and hopeless and insecure, and like we don't have fun and bored and all these different kinds of things and hopeless, to where we try to find things that make us have fun, right? Pleasure and all these different kinds of things where there's so much pain in the world, right? So I guess we find things that seem like it's fun. So I guess for sex, it's just, I guess it's the thought of being with someone, or the sensations that you get from sex and stuff like that. It's very interesting. But the greatest sensation with sex is sex with your partner and at the right time. No, we're not supposed to be having sex with people just to have sex with them. We're supposed to have sex with people for to have children, to conceive children. I feel like that's the reason why a lot of children come out not healthy, because you're just having you're not in a great state. Like, you have to understand, a lot of children that are not born right, it's because of the parents. The parents may not be healthy. Their chakras may not be aligned. As crazy as that sounds, seriously, their chakras may not be aligned. They can be anxious, depressed. They can be unhealthy, having unhealthy addictions or lifestyle, whatever. Um, and the dad can be masturbating a lot, ejaculating a lot, or having sex a lot to the point where the quality of the sperm is not great. All these different kinds of things adds to that. You know, your mindset, all these different things adds to the child. But when you don't have sex like that, and you're celibate or whatever the fuck, and then you finally just have sex to have children, your children come out really strong. That's what I believe. But so many people just have sex just for pleasure. I tried it. It was more so fun when I was a teenager. Because I feel like those times when I was a teenager, I was really like caged, and I don't really have sex much. It was just more so like foreplay stuff, you know? But like, I guess that was more fun because I didn't really know what the fuck. It was unique and it was different, and I didn't really know what I was doing. And there's just a lot of shit going on at home, and I didn't really know myself. So it was just something different. And I didn't really have discipline as a child. No one really taught me discipline. So it's just like, oh, okay, this. But as I got older, I realized, nah. I realized when I was young, yeah, I was just able to do a lot of things, just like whatever I pretty much wanted to do. But at the same time, there was things I wasn't supposed to do. Usually things that put me in danger. and like going places and all these different kinds of things, being around people that, you know, my family didn't know. They were protective in that degree. But yeah, when you have sex, you usually feel really empty afterwards. Then you start, I feel like people have sex for pleasure and they have sex to be able to bond, but I don't think sex is a good bonding situation. I feel like there's a lot that goes on. I feel like there's a whole lot of dopamine stuff going on. And then after they have sex, everything's so rushed, and afterwards, they can't really communicate with each other, understand each other. So interesting. And it's so interesting too, you know, guys who just always look at these women for their bodies and stuff like that. It's just a body. I can't really imagine, and I'm saying this as someone who is is people appreciate me and stuff like that for my body and how I look like and stuff like that, but I don't really do it for that. That's just what they choose to admire me for. If it was up to me, I would want them to admire me for my mind and my soul and stuff like that. But you know, humans are gonna be humans. But you know, but it's very interesting when so many guys, they just are so drawn to women just for bodies, and they just look at all these different women. Like, to me, if you want me to be completely honest, like a body, they all look the same. And I don't mean like when it comes to like face, yeah, no. Everyone has like unique faces and stuff like that. And the faces are the strongest. That's who you are. But like talking more about, oh, is this over? Oh, it is over. I think no, it says 16. What time is it? I don't want my grandma to just pop up in here. Cause she just pops up in here. I don't really get privacy like that. But I'm just trying to watch porn. I'm just trying to. I miss having privacy. Oh my gosh. My grandma just be popping up in here, man. Just pop, 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 pop. Jeez. And then she starts snooping around like she's trying, like I'm hiding something. Like I don't understand. It makes me feel so uncomfortable not having a privacy. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to that. My mom respects privacy. I'm really not used to people. Is that a woman with another woman? That's interesting. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. I have no idea what I'm looking at. But yeah, back to like sex talks. Um yeah, I see what it does to people. For me, like I think it's better to just masturbate. Because what you're doing, you're just having sex with people and then they're going to remember, like, I don't know, like I just don't think it's good for your mental health and for your spiritual health and for your physical health. And it could really mess with you. And like I said, oh yeah, what I was saying before is like I see a lot of guys look at bodies, all these different bodies and stuff like that. And then they may have someone, but they're looking at all these different bodies. It's just a body. Like I said, I really think a lot of it is imaginative based. I think it's more imaginative based. It's like, oh wow, I wonder what she looks like. Oh, I wonder what he looks like. Or this or that. I feel like it's more of an imaginative thing. And then okay, what would it feel like? Or this or that. And then you may do it and you may realize, oh, okay, this isn't really that good. Oh, it's not really all that. And then a lot of girls are like, oh, you know what? Oh, but I keep doing it because like it's the only time like someone appreciates my body or like you know commends me for my body or looks at my body or whatever. You know, I don't really have anyone look at my body or say that they love me or that I'm hot or sexy or whatever. So when I'm being objectified and just used, it makes me feel good. It's fucked up, but that's a lot of situations. It's really terrible. It's so terrible how you guys treat another. Um, yeah. And also watching a lot of porn too is really interesting. Like a lot of guys, like I used to like not like to look at porn because like I'm like, dude, like they don't know how to have sex. They really don't. It's just like so narcissistic. It's just like the woman's just being destroyed by like some man, like barely. He has like no body control, and and he's not even touching her, you know? Like, if you're going to have sex for pleasure, at least do it right. And at least do it to where, like, the woman is being pleasured. Like, you're pleasing the woman and the guy's being pleased, right? Like, for me, in situations in my past, it was an equal exchange. Not all the time, but some of them were. Um, but yeah, like, touch her body. Like touch is really, like, it's really, it's sexual. So that's why some people don't really like being touched. I don't really like being touched because it's kind of like, it's kind of like, it's intimate, you know? Touching, caressing, same thing, like, whatever. All these different kinds of things. People, when I watch it, people just get right into, like, boom, the boom. And then, like, the woman's only, like, touched for, like, 30 seconds, but, like, she's, like, sucking him off for, like, 5 minutes. And then, like, he goes down on her for, like, 10 seconds. I'm like, bro, like, where's the equal exchange? It's so interesting. It's so interesting. No one really talks about sex, so that's what I'm trying to talk about it. But, man, there's some fucked up shit on the internet. Like, some really fucked up shit. And I want to know the psychology. Is that transgender? Transgenders are hot. A lot of transgenders are hot, to be honest. A lot of them, like, they look just like women, but they have penises, and it's really unique and interesting. See, for me, I really don't care what people say about me. For me, I appreciate everything. I'm into women that I can have babies with, but, I'm just someone who just admires everything for what it is, And I feel like that's something that people should do too. Be disciplined with it. But I don't know, for me, I just admire things. And I just like to see things for what they are instead of just trying to always just like, oh, this is no, 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 no. Like closed-minded, like open-minded, and just really see things for how they are. And also another thing too, I do want to say is that minors should be protected. And another thing I'm saying is too is that minors are gonna be minors. So minors, what minors do with minors, minors do with minors. But as an older brother to people, I do want to say how I feel about these kind of things. But yeah, if you're like older or whatever, like a young adult like me or whatever the fuck, please leave minors alone in that regard because it's really bizarre. Seriously. If she's 18, then whatever, she's an adult now. If he's 18, he's an adult now. And also, I do have to be responsible because I think it's really important to be responsible. But like, me when I was younger, I was really into like elder women and stuff like that. I always thought they were more like, I thought they were attractive and stuff like that because of how wise they were. Because I was always wise for my age, right? Always, since I was a baby, I was always just really wise for my age. You can probably tell. But yeah, I was always just really wise. So I always was like, damn, all these girls around me are just fucking like, they're immature as fuck, right? So I'm like, ooh, these women, they're developed, their minds are more developed and everything like that. But at the same time, I want to be completely honest. Let the kids be kids still. The kids, I feel like it's our responsibility as adults to really be disciplined and just let the kids be kids. The kids are trying to figure themselves out and understand, they're going to have admiration for you. There's going to be young people who, well, like minors who may have deep admiration for you, trying to figure things out, blah, blah, blah. But it's really important as someone who's older to be really disciplined and honor them and be respectful. Be like, okay, cool. You can even play along with it. Just don't do it. Just be like, okay, cool. You're a child. No, you shouldn't be doing that. Kind of scold them in a way. A lot of these people don't really have like guidance like that. So they don't really know, or they weren't really raised right. So I feel like you have the opportunity to actually raise them right. Or, you disciplining them can really help their future. It really can. And I think that, like, as a test of like kind of your own discipline. If you can be disciplined and you could discipline them, that can really that can open up a whole new like form of admiration for them. I'm the kind of person I want to see how do I feel about that. You know, I hear about the term what is it called? Grooming, right? Grooming. I'm pretty sure grooming is when. Wait, let me just see real quick what time it is, just in case my grandma pops up on me, because that porn. Yeah, I'm gonna take this off, just in case she pops up in here. But grooming is when it's when an older person comes across a child or like a minor, right, and they start kind of like brainwashing them in a way to have sex, to either have sex with them or to have a, I think it's like a sex thing. For me, I'm trying to figure out what grooming is. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest. Someone who wants to have a daughter, I want to talk in my perspective. How do I feel? Say if I had a daughter, right? Say 16. If I had it, because I see like the Billie Eilish thing going on, right? Now, see, for me, I'm trying to understand things because I'm being challenged. Because now I'm being challenged as a spiritual person, and I'm starting to realize things more. So there's something that's going on that I will talk about because this is more in my road. Is that there's people who are similar to me who are not their age. I'm not my age. A lot of people are not their age, and what I mean by that is we're not the age that we are. And what I mean by that is I may be 25, but the way how I carry myself, I'm not 25. I'm like 25,000 years old. Not like 250 years old, right? I'm like way older than I carry myself. Very old soul. And something that spiritually I have been pretty much challenged is to be more open-minded, but at the same time you still have to be respectful of these minors. Now, for me, I don't think you should have, for me, now where I'm at now, like, I don't think you should be having sex if you're not trying to have a child and you're not married. That's just how I feel. But what I'm trying to go at is if my daughter, say, and she's mature and everything like that, or me or whatever, 16, and she's trying to get in a relationship with, like, say, someone who's like, I don't think 20 is bad. Say, like, okay, like my age, like 25. I don't think that's, no. I don't think so. But say if they're friends or something like that, and then they became, because whoever my daughter is, I'm going to be, like, in her life. Not like that. Like, she gets to live her life. But I would always just guide her and make sure she's doing the right thing. If she is 16 and she has, pretty sure she may be mature, she's most likely going to be mature. And what I mean by mature is wise. And she has friends of people who are old, elder, and I have a lot of respect for them. They have a lot of respect for my daughter and everything like that. And there's no like grooming. And what I mean by grooming is what I assume grooming is you're trying to manipulate or brainwash a child to have sex with them, right? But I would say this. There should always be, in all your relationships that you have, it doesn't matter how old the age gap is, if it's a infant or 100-year-old or 1,000,000-year-old person, there should always be some kind of admiration and love in that relationship, right? But that's when discipline comes in, right? So if, say, like my daughter's like 16 and she has like a friend, like say he's like 30, I guess, whatever, 30, really respectful, they understand each other, they have a lot of love for each other, because I don't really see the ages like that. The more I mature, the more I'm seeing the age doesn't really matter like that. It's all about your it's just all really about just, I don't even really understand. It's just about the level you guys vibe on, because there's a lot of people who are really young that are really mature, people who are really old that are really immature, right? But for me, I do hold firmly on being a child and allowing people to be children. So at least until you're 18, shouldn't be in a sexual relationship with a older person until you're at least 18. I don't, and especially since like I really don't believe you should have sex until you're married. So that's how I really feel. But like I'm saying, if you're with someone, like a friends with someone who's like, my child is 16 and she has a friend who's 30, and I'm want to know him and see what kind of person he is, or her, it could be a woman too. And if me and my wife and my people around me, everyone's like, oh yeah, man, because I can read people, I can read them, they're chill, and I can trust them, and I can tell, because I can tell if there's something wrong with my daughter or not, because I can read people. So I'm not that kind of person. If they're genuine and everything's good, then yeah, sure, whatever, I don't care. But and there should be some kind of admiration there, right? And say, okay, she's like 18 or 19 or 20 now. Now she wants to have a relationship with them. Some people, feel like some people assume that's grooming, but I don't think that's grooming. I think that's fine. Because I'm trying to see things for what they really are, because I'm trying to help people. See, for me, the person that I want to be in a relationship with is older than me. I want to be in a relationship with Lalisa. She's 26. I'm 25. She just turned 26. So for me, it's kind of harder for me to talk about these things. But I know there will be people around me who are younger and minors and stuff like that, and people who are older than me, way older than me, who have this admiration for me. But unfortunately, I'm not going to get in a relationship with them because they're not who I want to be in a relationship with. I just want to be close with them. But I'm trying to help those who people don't really understand. I don't really think that's a problem. If you're, say, like, even like if you're like, I don't see 24-year gap, that's not bad. You shouldn't be having sex with a 16-year-old though if you're 20. But to grow something, I don't think that's bad, because something I really want people to understand is that when you work on yourself and you really start to understand yourself, you really start realizing there's not too many people who can resonate with you. And that's another reason why I'm like, okay, cool. If my daughter's 16, because trust me, in my friend group and stuff like that, there's going to be minors, there's going to be people who are older, all these different kinds of things. It's really about surrounding yourself with people who understand you and get you. And if you surround yourself with people like that, they will respect your boundaries, they will respect your situations, your circumstances, and who you are, and they would never want to break that. So that's the reason why, like, I'm more open-minded about that kind of stuff, and I don't really see age like that, you know? So for me, I think that I feel like as long as someone isn't trying to manipulate a situation and they respect someone, I think it's completely fine. I always really appreciate the relationships I had with elder people when I was a teenager. I always felt way more comfortable with older people that I got to know rather than people my age. And they give you a perspective that you're not used to, and they're could have been in your shoes or all these different kinds of things, and it's just something that can really uplift you and make you feel really good. So I think it's really important to surround yourself with people like that. And a lot of people think, oh my gosh, age gap, blah 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 blah. To be completely honest, people say, oh, there's nothing they can relate to. Why can't they relate in situations if they're not the same age? Yes, they can. Why not? There's so much to life than just your mainstream, like, oh, okay, I go to school, you go to school too. Oh, I like Pokemon. Oh, you like Pokemon too. Oh, this new TikTok thing is out. But bro, like, to be completely honest, I never really relate with the people my fucking age. I still fucking don't. I don't know what the fuck they be doing. I really don't know what the fuck they be doing. Like, I really don't. I don't care enough. It's fucking bullshit. You know, so when you aren't in that mainstream sheep world, you start realizing, whoa, there's like no people out here who I could understand. So that's when it's hard to look at age, because you start realizing, oh fuck, okay, I have no choice. This person's like way older than me, but oh my gosh, we understand each other in so many different ways. Like I was talking about like Soulja Boy before. Like Soulja Boy's in his 30s, and he can relate with a lot of teenage boys, because he's into a lot of stuff that teenage boys are into, right? Because he's into like anime and music and all these different unique things. That's why a lot of young guys admire him. And now something I would say with an age gap. Actually, to be completely honest, I think an age gap in a relationship, as long as they're not a minor, because you shouldn't be in a relationship with a minor. That's fucking weird. Let them be a fucking child, please. You know, I believe it can be actually a good thing. Like, say, like a generation age gap, a 10-year age gap, 20-year age gap. You know why? Because you guys can inspire each other, show each other different worlds. You're not really supposed to want to be in a relationship with someone who's like literally the same person as you. How can you grow? Being with someone who can show you, who can remind you of what it's like to be young. In this world where everyone wants you to not be soulful or childlike or unique or imaginative or creative or whatever, surround yourself with being in a relationship with someone who can remind you of what it still feels like to be young and what it's like to be young, so you can still have your youthful side. And then for them, they're in a relationship with someone who can ground them and remind them of what it's like to be mature and responsible and disciplined. For me, I feel like that's a really good dynamic if you actually look at it for what it is. But everyone's like, oh no, it's bad, oh this, that. If they are like adults, 18, and none of that shit matters. All that shit is just, it's just you're projecting your own shit at them. Once you're 18, all that shit comes out the window. That's my thing. If you're 18, all that shit's out the window. You're 18 now. Do what you want to do. It's your life. I really don't think we're supposed to control people. Don't control people. Let people do what they want. You're going to fuck people over. Let people have fun. You don't understand their perspective. Let people find someone who they really resonate with. Trust me, I'm telling you, so many, look at the relationships that, like my songs and shit, so many girls I try to be in a relationship with my age, I don't know what the fuck they were on. Sorry. True. That's why it didn't work out. Too mature for them. Even my own mother was too mature for my own mother since I was a child. My own mother. Since I was a child. How old is my mom compared to me? 52 years old. No, 50. I mean, I said 50. Well, I'm sorry. Not 50. 28 years older than me. I think she's 20. No. Yeah, 28. She's 28 years older than I am. 28 or 22. 27, sorry. 28, 27. I think it's 27. But yeah. And I'm more mature than her. I love my mom. She knows. I'm more mature. So, like, for me, grooming is not when you are an adult, like 18, whatever, plus, and you're with someone who's young, and like you're friends with them or whatever, and then eventually you end up being in a relationship. No, you can have, okay, you know, they're really nice, all this, that, blah, 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 blah. Innocent, right? And then you can get in a relationship with them, blah, blah, and down the line. I actually think that's a really good thing. If it's not grooming like you're trying to just have sex with them and ruin their lives and so all that shit's fucking crazy. But for me, I think people rush into sex so fast, and I know this because of the situations I've been in, that like they have no foundation, there's no love, it's just fucking pleasure in the sex, and it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Like, I feel like people just focus so much on sex that they forget about the relationship, and that you're trying to grow with someone and build a life with someone, and really like be a partner with someone who understands you, who you can spend time with and care about, all these different things. All you guys think about is just the animalistic sex shit. You guys forget about the soul connection and all these different kinds of things. Souls don't know age. So it's really important to understand these things. You know, as people are starting to become more spiritual, you gotta be more open-minded. Like I said, children should be children. Please let people under 18 just be able to be themselves. Don't sexualize them, please. You know, you shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. And it's not really good to be having sex outside of marriage. That's how I felt. I tried it for you guys. Wasn't the shit. It really wasn't. It's overrated. I'm telling you, it's overrated. Super overrated. It's extremely overrated. And like I keep saying, it's really not grooming if someone is becoming friends with someone who is a minor and they're just friends, just naturally, and it's just really genuine and there's nothing like that, and they're just building something, and then they end up being in a relationship down the line. I think that's actually really sweet. I think that's cute. That happened with my daughter. And dude, trust me, I'm overprotective of the people in my life. I don't fucking play around. I'm not just saying this shit. Like, I'm overprotective, but I'm also a really honest person. And I'm trying to tell you from my honest perspective and point of view. If my daughter, say she's 16, and, you know, and she shows, and when she's 16 and doing this stuff, she has to show me, like, my kids have to earn everything. They have to earn that. So, okay, you want to go out with people? Do you deserve to be able to go out in the world and be around people? If you can show me that you can handle yourself like that, do it. Because I don't have to worry about you. You know, show me that I don't have to worry about you. You can go out there. Okay, cool. You're friends with a 30-year-old? Okay, let me meet this 30-year-old. You guys are just friends? Let me see. Let me see the kind of person he is. Meet the person. Oh, dude, just seem like a genuine person. Super genuine. Super genuine, chill. I sense no, like, creepy energy from him. He just seems genuine. They vibe really good. Okay, my daughter's happy. He seems to be happy. There's nothing weird going on. How does my wife feel? She feels the same way. Okay, fine, whatever. If you do anything, just know that. Just know that. But yeah, and then you just whatever. Like, I feel like it's really important. Like, yeah, I know we live in a crazy ass world and stuff like that, but I do think you have to look at situations for how it actually is and actually see the world for how it actually is. And it's not really people who are very spiritually advanced's fault to have to be like put in this box, because their bodies don't age correctly, their souls don't age correctly, their minds don't age correctly. So they're just like a wild card in a human body. Like, they can resonate with all these people, but society's like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, this. Oh, that, this. And then when they feel happy and they're in a situation that makes them feel happy, everyone's like, oh, that's wrong. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, they're a rapist. Oh, they're a pedophile. Oh, they just want to fuck you. Oh, they just want this. Oh, they just want that. Bro, how the fuck do you even know? Right? Like, seriously, are you reading them? You're not reading them, because if you're reading them, you would probably be able to really go into depth with it. No, you're just saying these things because you're insecure or because your own experiences or whatever, but you're not actually taking the time to see the situation for what the situation actually is. So I think that's really important. And like I keep saying, it's really important to understand that everyone in your life, whether if it's a man and you're a man, or if it's a woman and you're a woman, or if it's a child and you're an adult, or if it's you're a child and it's an elderly person, or if you're an adult and it's an elderly person, or whatever the fuck it is, a cat, a dog, a fucking ant that keeps coming around you. Anyone who wants to be in your life and wants to be around you is in love with you. They're in love with you. Everyone who's around you and cares about you is in love with you, right? But it's about discipline. What do I want to do with that love? What kind of relationship do I want to build with you? Just because I love you doesn't mean I want to fuck you. Just because I love you doesn't mean I want a relationship with you, a sexual relationship or a romantic relationship or whatever. You know, okay, cool. You know, I'm not into that right now. Okay, cool. I grow up and I start seeing things differently. Oh, wow, I'm realizing things differently. Oh, this, that, or whatever. And then, okay, you know what? Maybe a romantic relationship is good with this person, as I'm starting to understand him more. Now I'm older. Like, something that I feel like it's really bad in this world that I noticed is that everything is so rushed. Everything. Everyone's rushing to jump in the grave. Everyone wants to die fast as shit. Everyone wants to just jump into sex, rush into these relationships. Hi, how are you? Oh, okay, I'm good. Okay, be my girlfriend. Okay, cool. And then like a month later, they're not in a relationship anymore. Like everything is so rushed, man. Everything's rushed. People are so rushed to the point they don't know themselves or try to understand themselves. All the different things. Everything's just so fucking rushed. Let people grow into relationships and all these different kinds of things. Let people do things that make them happy. I feel like a lot of people have sex so much or have sex because they feel like that's what they're supposed to do. I genuinely feel like that's the reason. I feel like a lot of people, if they were raised right, they wouldn't be having sex like that. I feel like people who don't have sex like that were raised right. People who have sex like that don't have guidance. When I analyze it, people who have sex like that, they don't have guidance. They don't know how to be loved. They don't know how to be appreciated. They weren't disciplined. All these different things. And then they're just doing all these different things. Drugs as well. All these different things. All this stuff that people make to be a big deal isn't really a big deal. It's only a big deal because of your perspective, right? And then when you see other people who don't have your perspective, you're just like, oh, no, that's wrong, or this or that. No, actually, your perspective is wrong. You weren't raised right. I want people to start challenging themselves and seeing things for what they are. Seriously, challenge yourself. Start thinking outside the box. Stop being a fucking sheep. All this societal shit will die eventually. All of it's terrible for us. All of it's fake. All of it will be destroyed. Not by me. Just naturally. Because it's not meant to be here. Because it's killing you all. Think about things for how they actually are. Sit with yourself sometimes and think about how you actually feel about certain situations instead of trying to be like, oh, I'm scared to have my opinion. Oh, does so-and-so think it's right to do? Or blah, blah, blah. Like, I watch you guys talk and listen and all these different things. I listen to all you guys. And I just see it's just so much fear. There's so much fear. I can smell the fear in you. There's just so much fear everywhere. You know, you're afraid to say how you actually feel and all these different things. It's so interesting. I've been noticing it since I was a child, and I watched how this world, it grew a lot since I was a baby. It has grown a lot since I don't remember the 90s at all, but since the 2000s, it has grown a lot. There's a lot of unity. It has grown a lot, I won't lie. But there's still so much growing to do. And I just want you guys to start challenging yourselves more. Do you actually feel that way, or are you just saying that way because you're scared that people are going to criticize you? Are you saying that because you don't want to create your own opinion? Your soul knows what to say. Your soul knows what to feel. Your soul knows what's right and what's wrong. Your mind doesn't know anything. Your mind only knows how to defend itself. That's all. But anyway, I've been watching a lot of porn. It's really interesting, just looking at bodies and stuff like that. Like, it's just interesting, just wondering, like, why? Like, I know I was saying this before, but just, like, why am I attracted to this stuff? Why? Like, I don't know, I just find stuff fascinating, just to understand why you feel away, or why this, or why that. Like, I just find it really interesting, just to dig in, like, the fundamentals of a situation and stuff like that. But, yeah, I hope that, this talk help a lot of people, because I know a lot of people struggle with stuff like this, and a lot of people don't really understand. Most people don't know what the fuck they're talking about, so that's why I wanted to kind of get my perspective on things and how I see things from my point of view. Yeah, I think you guys should just follow your heart more. Follow your heart and respect the children. That's what I say. Respect the children. Respect the children. Don't have sex with anyone under 18. Please don't. If you're over 18, let the minors be minors. If the minors are going to do minor stuff with each other and discover stuff and whatever, and they don't have guidance and they're just doing things, let them learn the hard way. Don't interfere unless you're going to try to educate them. Minors are minors. If they didn't have guidance, they're going to have to figure it out the hard way with each other. That's what karmics are. That's the karmic relationship. They figure things out together. They grow together. They go through these trauma things together. That's a karmic relationship. So let them figure that stuff out on their own. Don't build a karmic relationship with a child. That's disgusting. Educate that child. Be there for that child. Soothe that child. Try to understand that child. Try to help that child, correct its ways and stuff like that. Be the mentor that child never had. Don't give into the child's pain and stuff. Like something that I don't like. I don't like when I see people, like, even not even with sex, like a lot of different things. You see a child, right? And you're like, okay, I'm going through this bullshit. And so you're like, okay, let's give the child guns because this is the life I had to live. So now this child has to live this life. Okay, let's give the child drugs because this is the life I live. So they have to live this life. Like, why do they have to? Why not try to build a better life for those kids, right? Why do they have to go through these issues because you went through them? How fucked up is that? That's so fucked up. Why do they have to go through the same bullshit? You don't like it. You know you don't like it. So why wouldn't you want the child to build a better future for themselves? Protect the children, man. Why not protect the child? Like, something I saw, it doesn't go with this, but something I saw, like, New Jeans. I like New Jeans. Those are my little sisters. But I was trying to like joke around because cause Hayden said something about, like, I was watching a video and she said something about, like, cats don't like sweet things, right? That's why they don't eat cake or whatever. And I was like, okay, every birthday I'm gonna get her a cake, a big ass cake, and then like I'm gonna have like sardines like on the side, and then sprinkle it with like catnip, right? And then I was wondering, I'm like, what is catnip? I don't know what that is. And then I started looking into it, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Like, if you look, I put it on my community page. I was like literally reacting to me discovering what catnip was. And I was just disgusted. I was like, bro, what is this? Because I always thought catnip was like a treat. I thought it was like a cat treat. That's what, because I'm naive like that. I don't have cats. I always thought it was like a cat treat. And then when I looked at it, I started looking. I'm like, wait, is this weed? Like, that literally looks like weed. And then when I looked into it, it's like weed for cats. And pretty much what it is, people, from what I've seen so far, people, probably stoners and drug addicts and like alcoholics, they get their cats weed or something like that. They smell it and they start just bugging the fuck out. And they get it for them. Like, I saw some videos, like some clips, and everyone's just like laughing at the cat and just acting like, oh, just calling them drug addicts and druggies and all these different kinds of things, the cats. I'm like, oh my gosh, don't tell me this is what this actually is, like what I think this is. And what I think it is just like people who are just drug addicts and stuff like that, they just get a cat, they have a cat, and then they just feed the cat drugs, and to feel better about themselves, they turn that cat into a drug addict. And they're like, a lot of them are like, oh, I've never seen a cat doesn't like drugs, that's not a drug addict, or doesn't like catnip or whatever. And then they just like make fun of the cat and just laugh at the cat and everything like that, and they try to make it seem that the cat's the drug addict. Bro, the cat's not fucking buying catnip. The cat has the catnip because you're fucking buying it and giving it to him. I think that's so funny. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. That's so crazy because I bet that's like how a lot of them went through. I bet a lot of them and their situations, like, people probably like peer pressure them to do drugs, right? And now they're a fucking drug addict or alcoholic. And then people do that same thing to them. Now they pass that to others. A lot of people do that. Instead of trying to do the better thing and clean themselves up, they pass that to others. I think that's disgusting. And it's like, oh, it's just a fucking cat, so whatever. No, dude, you're supposed to be responsible for that cat. Why are you trying to make that cat a drug addict? Why not care for the cat and do better? You know? Like, for me, like, I like to smoke weed, but for me, I never try to like put anyone else on it. That's my shit. Like, I don't like smoke around other people or anything like that unless they don't care. And I don't pressure anyone to. If you want to smoke it. You don't want to smoke it, don't. I remember one time, like, at college, my friends, we went to like, like this friend group I had in college. We're talking about weed, and like I was talking about, like, oh yeah, I like smoked, like, I had like a joint for class. They're like, oh, like, And no. I think before, like, someone was talking about, oh yeah, I'm not gonna say her name. Don't want to do that. But I think she was talking about how like she had like a blind at home she wished she could have, and I was like, oh yeah, I had a joint earlier, and then we were talking about like smoking something tomorrow. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll bring something. I'll roll a blunt up for us. And then one of the guys, oh yeah, yeah, I remember all of their names. Yeah, I remember all of them. They were so chill. I really enjoyed those times. College was really fun. Um, but yeah, and he was like, seemed like he was like down and everything like that, blah 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 blah. And then like I'm like, okay, yeah, that's all, smoke tomorrow. So he smoked, and the girls were just like, smoking. And I was smoking. And I was giving it to the guy, and he's like, was like kind of like weird about it. And I'm like, oh, and I was just confused. I'm like, do you like? He just like took like the smallest, like the baby's hit. He was like, and that's all. And then he like just dipped off. And I was like so confused. I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, he doesn't really smoke like that. He doesn't really like smoking. Then why the fuck did he put himself in this situation? Now you're making me feel bad. I don't want him to fucking smoke if he doesn't fucking smoke. Why? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you like, why are you trying to impress me? I just smoke weed. I like to smoke weed. But if you don't smoke weed, then don't fucking smoke weed. That impresses me more. I mean, like, you just saying, nah, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm just good where I'm at. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, just be you. Be comfortable in your body, man. I just like weed because I just like to zen the fuck out. That's just why. It's just, I like to be spacey, space mind. That's the reason why I like to smoke weed, because it just empties my mind completely. That's the reason why I like it. But yeah, it's not for everyone. Everyone isn't the way how I am. So it doesn't make sense for everyone to want to smoke weed. Everyone's different. So I don't really like when people do that. Just be comfortable in yourself. You don't need to impress anyone else. But yeah, yeah, that's just pretty much what I want to talk about. But yeah, I really do want to say it again. Like, please, like, you know, as we're, because it's only going to intensify as the generations go on. The children are only going to be like way more mature and wise and stuff like that, because spiritual beings are reincarnating in human bodies, and I want to talk about that. Well, not like, I don't really feel like talking about it, but like just like, bring that up because it's really important, because a lot of people are becoming way more spiritual and strong and stuff like that, and they're becoming way more wise, you know and it's important to have discipline. It's like, okay, cool, they're wise and everything like that, but everything doesn't have to be romantic, everything doesn't have to be sexual, all these different things. Why can't you just be friends with people? A lot of people don't even want those things. I realize that's not even what I want. I don't really want sex. I just thought that that's what we were supposed to do, because I'm just really, I'm naive as fuck. When I'm exposed to things, I'm just like, okay, that's like with my family dynamic. I used to thought that I had to be like a normal ass person, even though my soul didn't feel it. But I thought that because that's just what I was constantly exposed to, and what people were constantly telling me. All these boys, because if you're a guy, come on, all sex, 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 sex. It's like, okay, so I guess this is what I'm supposed to be into, right? But every time I always did it, I just never really felt like good about it. And um, fuck, what was I about to say? I was about to say something. Damn, my mind is spaced out. I don't remember what I was about to say. I was about to say something about that. But damn, my mind just my mind just blinked out for a second. But yeah. Wait. I want to see if I can remember what I was trying to say. I don't know, I don't really remember. But I don't know, I'm just super like, I really am super naive. And I really much just go with my environment. So like, when I keep getting exposed to stuff, I just assume, okay, I guess this is what we're supposed to do, or whatever. And yeah, that's like a reason why like I really like being to myself because it helped me realize what I actually want and how I actually feel without trying to impress a lot of other people. So a lot of things I used to do because I thought that that's what I'm supposed to do, and I always wanted to just be appreciated by people. So I would do things. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You know, I would do things because I would think that okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like even with like sex, like like I used to be bullied in sexual situations, if you believe it or not. Some situations I was bullied because like I would be too passive in the situation where I just want to enjoy myself and just enjoy the moment, just enjoy the company of the woman. And then they'll be like, oh, are you gay or this or that? I'm like, what do you mean am I gay? Like, I'm so confused. What do you mean? And then they would say that because I'm not like putting myself on them or trying to initiate sexual situations or stuff like that. So that used to confuse me. So sometimes I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, okay, so if I'm sitting here, I'm gay. If I'm just sitting here and just enjoying the moment, right? And I just want to enjoy the moment and just enjoy the company, I'm gay. And then it fucked me up with like the situation where the miscommunication situation where my old friend thought I sexually assaulted her because I'm like, okay, cool. So if I don't initiate this when we're kissing and we're making out and all these different things, would she think I'm gay if I don't do that? Am I supposed to like initiate this? So am I supposed to touch her? So I tried touching her and then it wasn't like I remember my hand was on her breast, right? And we're just kissing. And then I put my hand under her shirt eventually. And then I was like, and then she wasn't feeling it. But from now how I see it from now, it's because she had trauma, that's why. And I should have known. But I wasn't really thinking about it because there was always clues about it. But that's the reason why. It was because she was triggered. We both were triggered. She was triggered with that trauma, and I was triggered with my dad's trauma. So I feel like that really healed us both. But yeah, like I used to just be so confused in sexual situations. It's either you're gay, and I was like, okay, now you're a fucking sexual assaulter. Like, it's like what the fuck? It's like either you're gay because you don't want to touch me, or you're an abuser because you touched me. It's like what the fuck? Oh my gosh. But yeah, but what I was gonna say is that like I'm a people pleaser. So for me, like for when it comes to like sex and stuff like that, like I don't really have sex for myself. I did it for like others because I was always a people pleaser. I enjoyed making people feel good. When I was a teenager, it was more so, it was less like that. It was like a mixture of both. Because when you're a teenager, you can be pretty like selfish, especially when you're still healing from like your a narcissistic family and stuff like that. But but yeah, I was really a people pleaser. So like in situations, it's like I said before, I was a munch. I really was. I was a munch. I was a super munch. Oh my gosh, I was a munch. 'Cause I just like making people feel good, and it also comes from my childhood trauma because like I always had to like take care of my mom, and it was and all these different people. It was always putting them first, and it was never me. I never had time for me, so it's always just whatever they want, and then fuck what you want. It was always I want this, I want that, I need this. Fuck you with that. I don't care enough. We need to focus on this problem about me first. I dealt with a lot of narcissistic women and girls, so that's why I attracted because my mom. Um, but yeah. And I was just super people pleaser. Whatever you want, sire. Whatever you want, queen. Whatever you want, I got you. Fuck it, whatever. Yeah, that's just how it went for a while until I realized, wait, this is not how it should be. um, but yeah, um, I don't regret any of that stuff, because I learned a lot from it, and I'm able to make these videos and be able to help people who went through similar situations, and that make me feel really good because I like to help people. So there's a lot of the situations I went through, it makes me feel really good because I'm able to be the guide for people that I didn't have. So that makes me happy. That's something that really made me happy, like with my brother, like being able to guide him and be an ideal male figure for him to learn from. Um, was really made me feel really good because I didn't have that. I didn't have an older brother or a father in my life that really like had his shit together. Like I had to be that person. So it made me feel really good being able to do that for him. And like someone that like I really like musically is like Tupac, because like Tupac could really remind me of myself because he had some of the situation like, you know, like he didn't have his father in his life, and his mom was strong and trying to take care of him and his siblings and stuff like that and whatever. And he was just out there trying to figure himself out. You know, he's someone who I really admire. Like for me, like some people can say just because of the way how my career is, be like, oh, you're inspired by like Michael Jackson or this, that. Dude, I didn't start listening to that man until like 2021. Yeah, until 2021. There's so many people I'm inspired by. There's so many people, so many people, so many people, so many. Because I don't just limit myself. Because I don't try to model myself after anyone. I just like, oh my gosh, I can resonate with that. I like that. You know, that inspires me to do this or that or whatever. You know, that's the kind of person I am. I don't just limit myself and be like, okay, I want to be that cookie cutter. Let's do it. Cookie cutter. No, I'm just like, wow, like that heals me. That's something I want to do, or that's something I can understand. That's something I can appreciate. That's something I can resonate with. You know, that's how I am with with being inspired. That's why I'm able to make so many friends, because I'm able to see myself in so many different people and just be able to connect with them on a very emotional level, and just be like um neutral in the situation and not like just see things for what it is and just let that person be themselves and everything like that and just connect with them where we can connect that. But yeah, I don't regret anything. I'm actually really grateful for everything I went through, the good times and the bad times. I think they were all awesome. It helped make me who I am, you know? I wouldn't be who I am without those experiences. So I'm so grateful. And I'm so grateful for the people who I had negative experiences with. We grew together, you know? And I always remember you all, you know? And I was a menace, man, when I was a child and when I was in middle school. I remember I remember there was a time I did a heist in elementary school. I think it was first grade. I did a heist. Not literally like a heist. I remember there was a treasure, bro. Yeah, I was a dickhead. Oh my gosh. I remember I used to steal shit from people. I remember I used to steal shit from people's backpacks when I was in first grade. I was wild, dude. I had no guys. I remember one time there was a treasure chest in elementary. I think it was like Greenbrook, South Brunswick. Yeah, and the teacher had like a treasure chest. She would give us like stuff, and I remember like one time I don't remember when this was, but I remember I did like a whole heist. I remember I sneaked in there during recess. I think I sneaked in the room and then I went and I took some of the shit from the fucking treasure chest. Oh my gosh. I remember that. Oh my gosh, I used to do a lot of bullshit. I remember in junior high. Oh yeah, I remember Miss Mandy. I remember I finished like $20 from Miss Mandy, and then like I remember I went to Burger King and I took like and I spent it all like on Burger King. Oh my gosh. Or I used to steal money from my sister. I used to do that too. I used to do a lot of dumb shit. A lot. Because I used to always just feel like, I guess I used to do that just because of the way how I was being treated. So I feel like, you know, people were treating, because now that I'm like understanding myself more, I'm understanding my dark side more. My dark side is like when people, and I'm really realizing it here, like when people just treat me any kind of way, I feel like, okay, cool. So you have no love for me. You're treating me like this, like that. Okay, so that means I could just do whatever I want. So like I always had that. I feel like I always had that mindset, because like I really was so questionable of authority. I feel like when people just feel like they can just do whatever they want to me and just treat me any kind of way, I'm like, okay, cool. So I could just do whatever the fuck I want to do now, right? I could just do whatever I want. That's the kind of mentality I had. It was never like in a malice way or like a crazy way or like, you know, want to hurt anybody or like anything like that. It was never like that. But there were situations where when I was being abused, physically abused, I would then start physically abusing others. So I do notice that. But I was really good at trying my best to discipline myself. But the more I was being abused, the more I'll just be like, you know, fuck that. Like I have a very malicious energy to me, very malicious, but I learned how to neutralize it. But it could be very malicious. And I realized, why am I taking my frustration on people who have nothing to do with anything, right? That's not what it is. That's not how it should be. And I started just like really early, just starting to realize just to, calm down a bit. But yeah, man, I used to be physically and verbally abused a lot. And it was just making me really angry. That's the reason why it was just like so hard to just focus on stuff and just take things seriously. When you're at school, you're being verbally abused and all these different things, and just people just treating you any kind of way. And when you go home, you're just treated like shit. It's just a lot. It was a lot. So, and for me, both of my parents are crazy. I love them both to death, but they're crazy. So for me, I learned early, okay, dude, my mom is crazy, my dad's crazy. So if these two are crazy, then I really need to be disciplined, because if they're fucking crazy, I must be super fucking crazy. So I had to really, I had to really, I just learned really young just to keep working on myself and disciplining myself. You make a lot of mistakes on the way, but no one's telling you the right thing to do. So really, like for me, I always had a pure heart and a pure soul, and always really cared and loved things. So that's what really helped me be able to discipline myself and to shape myself and build a right life for myself and get myself on the right track, because ultimately I just wasn't being raised right. So I just really had a lot of love to give. But for me, my thing, like I said before, when I'm abused, that's when I start, and I don't feel loved, that's when I start just feeling like I should destroy everything. That's how I feel. But I've always been really disciplined and smart with it, though, and realize certain things you don't do, certain things you do. And around that time, too, I used to have really strong visions. So that stopped me from doing impulsive stuff. So, like, if I feel like if I start becoming super angry and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I would just vision it and just vision the outcome. And I'm like, whoa, that I don't want that to happen. So then I just won't do it. I used to have to really figure things out on myself by myself and just really be strong for myself. No one around me had discipline. So I had to figure that out on my own. So, I've done some things I wish I didn't do when I was young, but I don't regret it because it helped me become who I want to be. And if people hate me for it, oh well, it's already done. Just become an enemy. It's okay. I'll love you regardless. But yeah, you just that's just life. You just have to you do some stuff. You try to figure your life out, and you keep going with it. But yeah, oh man, oh something I want to talk about. Oh my gosh, Mr. Smith, Harris Smith. Oh my gosh, I used to bully he was my German teacher in middle school. I used to bully him. Holy shit, I used to bully the fuck out of him. He was so genuine and kind. I know he knew what I was going through. And yeah, it's just so fucked up that I was acting that way. It just makes me emotional. It's actually making me want to cry right now. That I used to like just terrorize people for like no reason. And it's not that I wanted to do those things, because I don't like hurting people. I never had. But I just had so much energy in me, and I'm a very energetic person. I have so much energy. I have more energy than like one person should have. And when you just keep being fucked with over and over and over again, man, it's just, to be completely honest, I'm actually proud of myself, because, you know, things could have been way worse. Because I'm going to be honest with myself. Because I think it's really important to be honest with myself of like all these school shooters and stuff. I easily could have been a serial killer. Easily. Easily could have been like some kind of like killer or something like that, or some bullshit. Easily. The way how I am, easily. Easily. But I always loved love, and I always value life. I've never been like that. I just was like, man, I need to get this energy out. I didn't know how the fuck to get it out. No one wants to get me into hobbies or anything like that, and it's just every time I'm around the adults, it's just them, and it's just more problems and drama and chaos and all this shit. You know, I easily could have just been like, you know what, I'm gonna end all this shit. Seriously, and I was really wise for my age too. Easily could have been like that, easily, but I never was. I always was drawn to love. And, shout out my aunt and so many other people who just showed me so much love, you know, that just helped keep me balanced. Because it's really important when you keep on fucking with somebody, like you can really push them off the edge. And then people wonder, oh, he was a bad person, or oh, why did this happen? Oh, all the family was really nice, or this was a really kind person, or this, that. But what was happening throughout that person's life? What was really happening? How were they being treated by people? People, I don't believe people just wake up one day like, okay, I'm just going to destroy everything. I don't believe that. I believe people are fucked with for so long that they're like, man, no, bro, I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't take the stress. I can't take the abuse. Why am I being abused all the fucking time? Just like with this bitch over here. Sorry, I should realize. But like my cousin, like she keeps fucking with me and it's fucking irritating me. That shit irritates me. Like I'm so kind to her and respectful to her, and I help her so much. All she does is just keep on causing more drama, more drama, more drama, more drama, more drama. And then people keep acting like I'm a fucking pushover, and that shit irritates the fuck out of me. Like it just angers me. But it's like people just want to get a reaction out of you. Like you're fucking poking a dragon. Like why are you poking a dragon? Like I don't want to mess with you. Like I just want to live my life. Why do you keep fucking with me? All I want to do is just see you do well, and I just want to enjoy my life. Why do we have to have conflict? Why? Why can't we just love each other? But yeah, it is what it is. I don't let it affect me. For now, like these days I just have fun with it. Like, but in the past when I didn't establish like certain things within myself and learn to be healthy for myself, I was really like struggling, man. That's why like at 12 I was like, dude, I need to die. Like if I can't like find some kind of sanctuary, man, I need to get out of here, man. This is too much for me. I didn't ask for this. I asked for all this bullshit. But yeah, it really sucks. It really sucks when you're so young and you inherit all these problems. So young. All these problems that are not your problems. You're supposed to come into this world and be taught how to live and to be guided by your family. You're not supposed to be inherit all their bullshit. All these politics. I can't see these people because they're not because they have drama, or I can't do this because they have drama. I have to do this because your insecurities. I can't do that because your insecurities. I can't do this because of your fuck ups. I can't do that because of your fuck ups. All this drama you're roped into, all this bullshit. And then now they're frustrated, so they're taking their problems on you. Something went wrong, now they're fucking you up. All these different things. You're a fucking loser because they feel like a fucking loser. You're a scumbag because they feel like a scumbag. All this shit. You're a bitch because they feel like a bitch. All this shit, bro, is now your problems. And you're a child. You're lazy because I'm lazy. So now we're both lazy. Clean the fucking house up. Do the fucking lawn or whatever. Do something with your life. No, you can't go there because you need to work. No, you can't go there because you need to do this. No, you can't go there. Like, bro, like, you have no perspective. You're just a fucking tool. And you're a child. That's why, like, I'm so, like, drawn to, like, bro, please let kids be kids. Please let kids be kids. And shout out, like, my grandfather, from, like, my dad's father. He helped me have a childhood by like taking me in and stuff like that, and showing us what like vacations are and stuff like that. Because when I was home, man, my vacation was chores. Like, it's true, but it is what it is. That's life. It makes you stronger. But yeah, I don't regret any of those times. Like, for me, like, a lot of people, they really like miss being a kid and all these different kind of things. I can't relate to that. I'm like, bro, I do not want to be a fucking child again. Fuck that. Like my kids self, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. I do not miss those days. I do not miss those days. I don't miss them. I don't miss being a kid. I do not miss being a kid. I'd rather be an adult. When I was a kid, I was like, bro, I can't wait to be an adult so bad. Be free. Oh my gosh, dude. Fuck that. Fuck that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but yeah, a lot of people who were like, really miss being a kid. I do not miss being, it was, dude, everything was just so like restricted, and it was just, oh my gosh. Oh my, oh, those are not good times. But there were a lot of good times with them, but it was just like a lot of bullshit throughout it, but and yeah, it's really just because my mom's a great mother. The thing is just she just was too young to have kids. That's it. She just was not good with herself. That's all. But she was a great mom. Still is. I feel like our relationship will be better as since we I don't have to have her problems anymore. So I feel like it's better now. And she's healing, and now she's not like, because she's never been herself. She's always just been her past. She's always just been a product of what she's inherited, so as she's been growing a lot throughout time, and I'm so grateful for that. But my mom's always just been really awesome. I really love my mom, and she's done a lot for me and helped me a lot, so I never won't have any problems with her. Was she the greatest mom? No, because she couldn't be. How can she be when she had all these problems and she wasn't ready for a child, But she was good enough mom to where, I'm satisfied and everything. But, she wasn't the greatest. She couldn't have been, she was the good enough mom that I needed. Um, the only thing was just that, like, it was just emotional. She just wasn't emotionally available for me. That's what I really needed, though. Like, because for me, as an empathetic being and everything like that, love is what I really need. I really need that. You know, my mom always cared about like security, financial security, and stuff like that. For me, dude, I don't care if we live in a fucking shack. I don't care if we live in a fucking shack. Now, when I got older, I cared about that stuff more because I needed, because I was trying to focus on my music. I needed a place to be able to make music and stuff like that, because that's the reason. But like, if I was little and I wasn't doing that, I wouldn't really care. Well, because what I really cared more about was just making sure, just having the love and feeling appreciated and all those different kinds of things, because that's what matters to me the most. But but yeah, I didn't get that like that because she didn't have that. So how are you gonna? That's a skill. It's like what I said before. How are you going to be able to teach these things or show these things when you never learned it yourself? So she had to learn those things herself. But that's something I learned on my own, and I already pretty much kind of knew. But yeah, um, but yeah, childhood. Yeah, no, I don't regret any of it. I'm grateful for it because this is making me who I want to be. And would I like to relive that shit? Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no. Hell no. Fuck no. Oh my gosh, man. I can't wait for my future. Holy shit. That's what kept me sane, dude, the whole time. That just kept me sane. Let me smile through all that shit is just my future. Since I was a teenager, I'm like, okay, my future's gonna be good. I know it's gonna be good. I'm putting the work in, I'm going through all this bullshit, but I know the future is gonna be good. I know it. It may take a fucking decade, it may take 2 decades, but we're gonna get there one day. We're gonna get there one day. But yeah, that's how I feel. But yeah, no, I would never want to relive that shit. Time machine to the past. I don't want to go there. I don't want to see it. I don't want to go through it. I don't want to. I don't even remember a lot of it, and I don't want to, because it's not like bad or anything. I just don't like to cling on to like negative shit. I just don't. I just let it pass. Learn from it, then I let it pass. But yeah, but everyone doesn't really remember my perspective though. But yeah, I don't know. I just keep it pushing, man. But yeah, I'm really grateful that throughout all the things I went through a lot, and I'm able to carve out the future that I really want for myself. So I'm really proud of myself for that, and I'm grateful. So understand if you're having a unideal like childhood or situation or whatever, just be optimistic about the future. You can create your own future. It may take a while or whatever, but trust me, you can get it. Just endure it and learn from what you're going through and realize that, if you align with what you're supposed to be, where you want to be, you don't ever have to go through those situations ever again. And that's something I just knew. So I just always just had fun with the situation and just made the most out of it. And I'm just like, okay, this shit's going to end eventually. And I'm going to have the life I want to have. It may take some time. I don't know. But we're going to get there one day. That's just what I always told myself. I had to be my own best friend. So like, when I was a child, I always had like imaginary friends and shit like that. Spirits and shit. I was always my best friend. Always. I had like my cousin and all these other people. But I was always really my brother and everything like that. But I was always like my best friend. That's how I was able to be sane and be able to grow. Because I was always my best friend. And then when I went to like middle school, that's when I started losing myself. Because stuff started intensifying at home, and that's when, social situations and stuff like that. But yeah. I dealt with a lot of unfair stuff, a lot of discrimination within family, a lot of bullshit, but none of it really clings. I don't really cling on to any of it. I don't really care. I really don't. It makes me kind of emotional realizing some of these things, but I don't know. I feel fine. I really do. I don't lie to myself. If I didn't, I would be saying it. But, I still do feel emotional because like it's less about, for me, the reason why I feel emotional, it's less about what I've been through. It's just more about, damn, where was the love though? But what helps me be able to just be able to understand that is just, there was not much, there was always love. It just wasn't expressed the way how I wanted it to be expressed or shown the way how I wanted it to be shown because they didn't know how to love and communicate. So since I know that, it's okay. But yeah, that's just some stuff I want to talk about. Hopefully, I'm able to help you guys with like the sex talks and stuff like that and all these different things, and just to try to help you guys because, like I said, it's mentorship is hard out here. Guys and stuff like that, getting it. I know it's hard out here, so I really care about you guys. So whatever you guys need to know, if I know about it, I'll give you guys, my take on it and how I feel about it to help guide you guys, because I really want you all to be able to create the best lives for yourself. And I know, like for me, I really valued mentorship, and I really just wanted someone just to be able to tell me what I need to hear. I know a lot of my mom and stuff like that be like, oh, you never listen to me. Oh, you don't listen to me. The reason why I don't listen to you isn't because I'm trying to be rebellious. It's just because I'm looking at your situation and everything like that, and I just see the way how you're living, and I see how your actions, how it affects you and stuff like that, and and I don't think that, and you're telling me to do things a certain way. I don't really think that I should do that all the time, because if I just do the same shit, you'll just get the same results. So I just always knew that. For me, it was never just like I don't listen just because I don't want to listen. It's just because I like to take risk, and I'm glad that I do, because that's how I'm able to be on this path. If you just keep listening to the same people and just listen to everything they tell you, you'll end up being a sheep, and you'll end up not having the life that you want for yourself. I see some people, they just listen to everything that their family tells them, and they just are walking around empty. If I just listened to everything my family told me, I would not be on this path. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I would not have a music career. I want it. I want to have it. I want it. You gotta take risk. At the end of the day, you have to live for yourself, and only you really know your perspective. So even when you come across people who really get you, even like a twin flame or whatever, you still have to ultimately follow yourself and know what's best for yourself, because everyone's not gonna know that because everyone doesn't have your perspective. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm gonna keep on posting videos and just saying what, I feel the guy had to say, so you guys can have the guidance that you need, because you guys all deserve it. Anything else I have to say? Nah. I love you all. Take care.